Um, so far, I'm currently on day 17 of SR, and yeah, I have an update on that journey. Basically, for the past week and this week, I've been getting very noticeable physical edges. So those are your heart member, your third member, basically getting up whenever it wants to, and just being pricked, whenever it feels like being pricked. So those are the actual physical edges that I've been faced with. For I think this is the second week now going into with that type of edge. But one thing that I've noticed during this week is I can feel the energy is building up. I literally feel that there is a slow but building pressure within my body, and I feel the pressure the most in my lower body, like just below my core. So that's basically where the energy is intensifying at, and it makes sense because I haven't yet built enough energy so that it can start traveling back up into my crown chakra. It's still building up from my sacral chakra, from my root chakra, but I can feel that it's actually building up. It's very steady. You don't quite see or get like super aware, like, oh shit, it's gone up by this much by the day. But you can definitely feel it by the day that it's there. It's like it's just at the background. It's just doing its own thing. It's slowly building and building, and yeah, it's just growing and growing and growing. So I can feel the energy build up, and I catch myself, my eyes, they wander a lot now, and by wander I mean to the opposite gender. Yeah, I catch myself, overly, like, staring too long to some, female. I often catch myself getting glimpses of the bunda, and I do now feel like my mind is beginning to start having or developing the desire or appetite for the feminine energy. But it's not so much for the feminine energy, it's more so for the partner, the counterpart partner, because we have this energy. Therefore the mind is playing around with itself, basically, and it's going like I can feel that there's a desire that's building up within, as the pressure builds up. It's as if that the desire is also like building up as well, to a point where I'm really starting to desiring like the woman, not the woman attention, but the woman presence, because I now am building up this masculine energy, and naturally you want to be around the counterpart of your energy, the counterpart of this energy, which is the feminine energy. But then we all know where that leads you. It leads you to falling for that energy, falling for the woman, not in the terms of love, but in the terms of like a spell, because you start getting very seduced by the energy, because it's very seductive, especially the more that you have this masculine energy within your own vessel. Therefore that can very quickly turn into you having to experience a relapse, whether that is a relapse through the woman, with the woman, or that is a relapse with you not having to hold yourself to the point where you can basically abstain. You find yourself back in that dark room, in that dark corner, looking up those dirty videos and touching yourself in ways that you never should have touched yourself. So this is a very crucial time, because this is like the first wave of I guess the urges, the temptation, the desire for me to basically have this strong, impulse desire to be around like the woman, like now I'm even getting confidence, or rather, like, because I have gotten to the point where I perceive myself with a slight increase in respect, self-respect and self-confidence, because I have retained much. I've been retaining for such period of time, as I've mentioned in the start of this video. Now I no longer have the fear, or rather it's no longer as the same as it was before. When I think of approaching a woman, I feel calm most of the time. So when I even think of such, it just, that calmness, it just overlaps into whatever I'm thinking. Therefore, I no longer perceive such experiences with frightening fear, terrifying fear, or whatever. So I'm literally, getting closer and closer and closer to the point where most people break and they fall for the trap. And usually the universe is the facilitator of such traps, because what happens, what I've learned through watching the videos of the other SR creators, is that exactly when you are at like the highest streak and you've literally tuned out the idea of releasing, you're no longer even looking for the attention of the women and everything and what's not, the universe will literally put in front of you, in your way, in your journey, in your pathway, the woman of your dreams, the girl of your dreams, your crush, like literally your type. And this is what I've learned from my favorite creators. That is Ren, right? Ren posted. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Ren, but he's a coach bro, super authentic, and he's a real retainer, that's for sure. So he said that I think on his previous streak, on a 100-day streak, he was at a high level, at a high day, and literally the universe put in front of him, or rather in his reality, a 10 out of 10, bro, based off his type, literally what he looks for in a woman or in a girl. And it was crazy because it was literally testing him. He said that he knew this is a test, because he knows he's not supposed to do anything. He knows he's not gonna do anything, and yet the universe put that right in front of him, exactly when he's at peak masculinity, to see whether will he be able to exercise restraint, or will he actually fall and crumble over this woman. And yeah, therefore that is what I feel like I'm beginning to experience, but on a much micro scale right now, because as I've mentioned, I'm basically not even 30 days in. I'm almost at 20 days. I'm going to be finishing my 20 days this weekend, I believe. Today is okay. Actually, I don't even know when this video will drop. It will probably drop later in this week, so I won't even mention that. But this week I'm definitely hitting my 20 days, and then that week and then next week I'll be probably, definitely hitting my 30 days. Yeah, so, but I just wanted to say that, man, the energy is definitely building up. It is definitely building up. I feel it. I can sense the minor changes. As I've mentioned, the noticeable things right now is definitely the more self-respect, the increase in self-respect, which correspondingly boosts the self-confidence as well. Obviously the testosterone is also being boosted, but also when it comes to like my psychology and like my mental state, I experience a lot more. I have a more calmer demeanor, that just it just overlaps with literally everything that I do in life. It's just a calmness, not in a calm of it's like I'm just lazy or whatever, I'm just meditative. No, it's like I'm just good, bro. Like I'm good with the life experiences. I'm good, like even with the shitty things that I might experience. I mean, I haven't experienced something shitty to the point where I feel like I have to speak on. But obviously you have those certain experiences where it's like this is bullshit, but you don't give it any reaction, bro. You not that you're immune to it, but you just don't give it your energy. You don't entertain it with your thoughts. You don't even think about it. It's like you can literally like tune it down, like tune it off, like zone out from it, like consciously remove it from your attention or your awareness. And that's like, I feel like that's a superpower, because many people nowadays, our peers, are super addicted to like these quick fixes, these dopamines and these things and whatnots, and they don't really have an extent of control over their own psyche. Therefore, me having this type of experience is really motivating me. That I'm obviously knowing that I'm on the right path, but it's just good, to just feel everything that I'm feeling, and understanding, or rather seeing that your efforts are basically being reflected into your reality in real time. So that's that's basically all I had to share for today's video. And yeah, man, I'll catch you on the next video. As always, cheers, have a good one, and keep going.